Hi, this is David Hazen from LiveMusicStage. I'm sitting here with Derrick Fung, CEO of Tunezy. Tunezy is an online experiential marketplace, the likes of which have never before been seen in this industry. Derrick, how you doing? Tell us about Tunezy, what does it do, and why it's great.
Yeah, so Tunezy is an online marketplace for fan experiences. What we've noticed over the last many years is that recorded music sales have plummeted, and we want to find a new way to help artists monetize. And experiences, it makes a lot of sense right now because through social media, artists have been able to connect with their fans like never before. So it's an online commerce platform where artists can sell these experiences to their fans, and fans can purchase them. And we have the tools to help artists market these experiences through Facebook, through their blog, through their website, etc. So it's been around for about a year. And that's what we do.
Awesome. How do you make money? What's your business model?
Yeah, so we take a commission fee of 15%, and it's a fee that we take based on us creating the platform to help make it easy for an artist to sell these experiences. We also have a back end to help artists manage the fulfillment of these experiences. The artists ultimately have to fulfill it themselves, but we take a 15% cut, 1-5. Yeah.
What do you think Tunezy means for people in the music industry?
I think it's something very different because the music industry is used to a product, a physical product, in which they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, in the past, recording this product, and then they distribute the product, and then they make money. It's just a very simple transaction. You sell the product. But I think what makes us very different, and I think how people see us is, the industry has clearly changed over the last decade, and it's not about selling this product anymore. The product is now really the fans. The artists have to monetize the fans. You don't monetize your music. You either give away your music or you find a way to get it into the hands of many fans, and now it's all about monetizing those fans. So in that sense, it's very different, and I think that the industry thinks of us as very unique and different from the old traditional model.
My impression when I went on your site was, wow, here's an entirely new revenue stream being introduced to the industry.
Yeah.
It's not just about downloads or CDs, concert tickets, t-shirts and merch, and maybe some sponsorship or sync deal. Here's a whole new revenue stream that no one has really built a company around before.
Yeah.
The closest thing that I could think of was VIP tickets that sometimes bands will sell to their concerts with things like meet and greets attached. But those are $2,000, keep the Bon Jovi lawn chair type of experiences. This sounds like it could be accessible to a much higher percentage of an artist's fan base.
For sure. Definitely is.
Give me an idea of the menu of the types of experiences and at how much money on the high end and at the low end. What kind of range are we looking at here?
So on the low end, we've had some artists sell online fan chats. So I think online fan chats typically are free for a lot of fans, but we've kind of created a platform in which we can help artists monetize them. I think if they're able to provide something very different to the fans through this chat and make it much more exclusive, then fans will pay. So that's more on the low end. Like we've had some artists sell that for $10 per ticket, $15 per ticket for this online fan chat, to something as much as, recently we did something with Naughty by Nature in New York City, which is really interesting.
Cool.
They came to us because they said, hey, guys, we have this fan base, which is a lot older now. They have a lot of disposable income. They like our music, they like us, but we can't make money selling our music to them anymore. We're hosting this concert, it's 20-year anniversary of our song Hip Hop Hooray, and we said, yeah, for sure you should do something around that concert. So we did a pre-show dinner. We sold out for about $100, and it's an opportunity for fans to come have dinner with the group before the show.
What was that like? Did they walk around and talk to everyone at the table?
They
didn't stay at one end of the table on their cell phone?
We had a video crew going around. Some of the fans were so happy. Like we interviewed some of the fans, and it's just the ability to be so close with the band, with the group. 10, 15 years ago, it wouldn't be possible because there's such a huge barrier between an artist and a fan. And now that barrier is broken down with technology, with social media, with just an openness to new experiences, no pun intended. And I think that's what was great for them and they made some money, and we have a lot of artists doing things like that. So I think on the high end, it's just super exclusive, and you know, a couple $100, some even 1,000, couple thousand, in which artists can spend time either one-on-one with fans or with an exclusive group of fans.
What do you think some of the best features of Tunezy are?
I think one feature that we have, which is really interesting, is called the wish list functionality. It's the ability for an artist, so imagine this, I'm naughty by nature, I go to my fans through Facebook and I say, hey fans, here's a link to my wish list, let us know what type of experiences you would want to see. And so the fans click the link, they make a wish. So let's say, I wish I could watch the Super Bowl with Naughty by Nature, and this was a real wish, and it was actually granted. The fan then chooses, okay.
How much was that sold for?
So it hasn't been sold yet, but Naughty by Nature will be putting that up for sale very, very soon.
I see.
Because a lot of fans wanted it. And so the fans dictate, they specify, okay, what price are you willing to pay for this experience? Is it a gift? Is it for yourself? What date do you want to fulfill it? And it's really insightful information for the artists. It's very actionable data that they can use. And so I think that's one really cool feature that we have on the platform.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to seeing somebody do with Tunezy that hasn't been done yet? What's the best unrealized feature or capability?
I just want an artist to be able to make a lot of money on the platform.
Yep.
More money than I want an artist, even if it's a legacy artist, to come and say, hey, I'm used to making X amount of dollars selling music. And now, you know, on Tunezy, I was able to make X amount of dollars plus an additional whatever it is. And I want artists to make that money, because I think that it is possible. I think that fans more than ever want to pay for a musical experience, not the physical music per se, not a CD, maybe some not even to stream the music, because they can get it for free on YouTube, for example. They want to, if they like an artist, they want to experience that artist live in person. And so I think I want an artist to be able to say, I made more money selling an experience, selling experiences throughout this past year than I've ever made selling music. I want that.
That sounds great. What do you think the main differentiation points are between you and the closest thing that you have to competitors? You don't have traditional competitors because you're inventing a whole new space here.
Yeah, I think that what we've seen is that Kickstarters, where a lot of bands went to find money to fund campaigns, whether it's an album, whether it's a studio time, a tour, and they indirectly sold experiences through that. So if you donate or pledge, $500 to my campaign, you'll get to hang out with the artist for a day. If you pledge $200, then you get this other experience. So a lot of artists have sold them indirectly through something like Kickstarter. But what makes us very different is that Kickstarter is based around a campaign. You have to raise a certain amount of money to get the money, and not every artist will have an album that they release every single year. But if you're an artist and you know that your fans want these experiences, then why not sell them on a monthly basis, on a daily basis to your fans? And so I think that's what makes us very, very different than the traditional Kickstarter, where artists have indirectly sold experiences.
What are some of the problems you've had getting artists to take the plunge and to use Tunezy?
I think that a big part of it is, as we all know, artists are used to selling their music and giving away experiences for free, whether it's like a contest or whatever it is, they give it for free. And I think what's different now is that
it's getting flipped. You're flipping the whole model upside down.
It's completely flipped upside down. And I think an artist sometimes has trouble comprehending that, because they're used to that other model. And like many industries now, it's completely flipped. And I think that that's one of the challenges. It's helping artists understand, it's the 21st century, the new digital music age, and this is how it's done. And if you don't adopt soon, you'll be left behind, and you don't want to be left behind.
And what would sort of accelerate people's understanding and potentially their fear that they would be left behind? They know how much money they're not making anymore.
Yeah.
But who, after Naughty by Nature, is going to be the next Tunezy act that's going to help get Tunezy on the collective radar of the industry?
Yeah, I mean, we've been speaking to all kinds of artists. We have a couple in the pipeline that we unfortunately can't announce yet, but they're big artists, they have big followings, and I think it's the fact that they have said, we believe that you are headed in the right direction, we believe that this is the future of the music industry. I think the fact that these managers are saying that is great for us because it helps us validate, this whole concept of experiences. I also think that my answer to the last question also answers that question. If an artist can come and say, hey, I just made this much money on Tunezy selling experiences, there's no reason why you can't. And I think if an artist sees that, then it's just going to be word of mouth. I think that artists will start talking to each other, and that is how we can really show them the value of the platform.
What is Naughty by Nature willing to do to share their spectacular results with people out there?
If you go on their YouTube channel, I think it's, and don't quote me on this because I think it could be very, if I'm wrong, this could go very down south. I think it's Naughty TV is their YouTube channel. I think that's their channel, and that's where they actually documented the whole process. They documented the whole experience. They had fans kind of talking about everything that they've loved about the experience, and that is their way of telling the world that they loved it. And they post about it all the time on their Facebook. So they've said on their Facebook, the best part other than the actual concert was the experience with Tunezy. And I think they're strong advocates of the platform, and we hope to find more artists like them to continue to vouch.
Note to editor here, insert disclaimer copy
Naughty.
if Derrick just told everyone to go to a porn site. Final question, Derrick.
Yeah.
What do you think is the single most important issue in digital music today? And what do you think your role will be in that?
Yes. So I'm relatively young, and I was,
who are you not young? As opposed to a bunch of babies in a nursery, who are you not young compared to?
Yeah, you're right. I'm pretty young, and I think back in the early 2000s when Napster came about, I was very active on that platform. In that I said to myself, you know what, this is awesome, free music. All these labels are trying to fight it. And I think to answer your question, the single problem in the music industry is that people think that it's a dying industry because people don't want to pay for music. But the reason why I left my corporate job, the reason why I'm sitting here today is because I don't believe that. I think that the problem isn't, not a lot of labels are trying to like dig at all the remaining scraps and say, music is dying. A lot of people are saying that. I think it's not. I think that it means that there's a lot of new opportunities. I think the problem is that people are going after the wrong opportunities. People think, oh, discovery is the next big thing for music. I don't think discovery is a problem. I think the problem is that people are just so used to this concept of owning this physical, even streaming. Like streaming, you're not owning the music, but you're paying to stream the music. There's still this consumption component to the actual music, but I think the consumption shouldn't be in music. I think it should be in the experience, the brand that the artist has created. If you look at someone like even Naughty by Nature, they're not releasing music anymore, but they've created this brand that people love. And I think through music you can create this brand, and if you're able to really monetize this brand, then that's a whole new revenue stream for an artist. And I think that that's how people should think about it. People shouldn't think about music as, it's going downhill, or it should be still involving the actual music itself. I think people have to think very different and outside the box, and I think that's my answer to that question.
And the fine answer it is. Thanks, Derrick. We're basically going to turn it over if there are no questions. So, are you going to be at Canadian Music Week, being a Canadian company?
Yeah.
And what are your plans for up there?
Yeah, so we're on a panel at Canadian Music Week. We're also hosting an event during Canadian Music Week at our office. So we're hoping to bring some really cool people from around the world into our office, downtown Toronto. So follow us on Twitter or like us on Facebook, and we'll be releasing some details on that very soon. And I think we'll be coming out with some pretty interesting information, news at Canadian Music Week on some cool new features and some cool new artists that we're working with. So definitely, we'll be doing some really cool stuff at Canadian Music Week for sure.
Will this be unveiled at your party? Will it be unveiled at a panel, or will it be unveiled via press release?
It'll be a combination of a little bit of everything. So keep an eye out.
Well, being a Canadian-based company, I guess you're saving the good stuff. For,
exactly.
All right,
exactly.
Easier to stand out. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And I guess this would be a good time to get a question. Oh, someone wants to know, who are your competitors?
Right.
So pretend you haven't already answered it, and let's go.
I mean, there are platforms out there looking at experiences. Some of them are in different verticals. So you have, for example, there's one that targets celebrities and the money goes to charity. On the experiences side, there's a company called Artist Arena, but what they do is they work directly with, they work with a lot of labels, they work with more of the A-list artists, and they try to monetize around the actual a concert, for example. So it could be, if it's a Maroon 5 experience, you get maybe a Maroon 5 VIP ticket. You can go in a bit earlier before the show, you can skip the line at the merch table, and you get some Maroon 5 swag. But you don't really get to engage directly with the band per se. And I think what makes us very different is they're more hands-on events management. We like to go after the masses, go after the more mid-tier developing artists who can use this as an opportunity to make money or as an opportunity to give back to a charity. So I think Kickstarter, as mentioned earlier, is an indirect competitor, but I think in the music space, there's no one really looking to do exactly what we're doing at this point. So yeah, I mean that's my answer to that question.
Well, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Congratulations on all you've accomplished
Thank you very
so
much.
far. It's a lot. And we'll look forward to hearing about more and bigger things from Tunezy very soon.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.